want to talk today about CBTs. Mainly, is a CBT easy? Now, that does depend on you know, have you ever ridden a bike before? You know, have you been on your mate's bike before, and just had a quick go up the road? Have you, you know, had dirt bikes in the past? Have you even ridden a bike in the past? I know that sounds silly, but there was, and this is no lie, there was someone, not on my CVT, but on a day that I was doing my Mod 1 training, he'd never ridden a bike before, and obviously he was having quite a lot of trouble. So yeah, you know, if you're thinking about doing your CBT and you haven't ridden a bike before, please go and ride a bike. That will teach you a lot about balancing. You know, the other thing, major thing that people worry about is clutch and gears. Watch a quick YouTube video. There are great YouTube videos out there on how to do it, and it will give you a sense of it'll give you a sense of what it's like. It is easy. Like it's a bit, you know, obviously if it's your first time, you might struggle a little bit with actually, you know, finding the biting point and when to change gear, but it will come to you and it will come quick, and you'll have it mastered in no time. So another thing that people worry about is the slow speed maneuvers. So there is a part on the test where you have to do slow speed maneuvers. Gosh, it's a windy day today. You have to do slow speed maneuvers, and that is on a 125. It's not the easiest. It's easier on bigger bikes, just because of the torque and the weight distribution. But they are fine. I mean, some people do struggle with them, and for very good reason. They are very intimidating, and the more you worry about it, the more you're going to struggle with it. So just try not to. Go there and just see how you get on. The biggest tip I've got, which will help you out tenfold and helps me out tenfold, is look where you want to go. If it's a rainy day right now and I'm looking at, say there's a manhole cover, and I'm looking at it and I'm trying to get away from it, you won't be able to. You need to look where you want to go. It applies out on the road, it applies to the slow speed maneuvers. So yeah, just look where you want to go, and that will help you out a lot. What else can be hard? Forgetting to turn off your indicators on your road ride. If you're coming from a car as well, because they're self-cancelling in the car, so you know it really, your car experience doesn't help you indicators much on a bike. I forgot to turn mine off quite a lot. You might find that too. A lot of people struggle with that. Even people that have been riding for years and years sometimes leave their indicators on still. So you got to be wary for that. One for the car drivers: if you've driven a car before, or you drive cars, try to get out of the car mentality. I don't know what sort of personality you've got in a car, but if you're one to sort of like think, well, it's my priority, so I will go, That can get you in trouble on a bike. People can't really see you as well as they can in the car. So if you're coming up a road and there's cars parked on the right and there's a car coming down travelling on the right, obviously you do have priority, unless they've already committed, blah blah blah, but you do have priority. So if you try and push in too fast at the last minute and get you some trouble on a bike, even though you might be able to squeeze through because you are on a bike, you know, it's all stuff that you'll get used to on it. But yeah, all in all, a CBT day is not hard. Yes, you might have to come back for further training if you're not successful the first day. That will lead me on to another thing in a minute. But yeah, you might have to come back on for further training. You know, it's very common for people to have to come back, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, some of the best riders out there had to go back for their second day of CBT for further training. There's nothing wrong with that. That leads me on to the next one. Can you fail your CBT? Well, technically no. You can't fail it because it's not a test. But what annoys me is people saying that you can't fail a CBT, and they say it in such a way that makes it sound like it doesn't matter what you do on that day, as long as you show up you're still getting a CBT. No, if you can't ride a bike you ain't getting a CBT on that day. You will have to come back for further training. So you can look at it, I guess, in a way, as a, you know, whatever way you want to look at it. Technically no, you can't fail because it's not a test, but if you don't get your paper at the end of the day, have you failed? I mean, that's up to you, isn't it? And if you get your CBT, if you pass, again, doesn't really matter which way you look at it, but the facts are the facts. So yes, you can not get a CBT if you're not road ready. That doesn't mean you have to ride like a you know, absolutely perfect to perfection. You know, on a car test you're expected to know how to drive your car. You know, you've been doing lessons and lessons and lessons. So if you can't ride, do not pull out on me. If you can't ride, drive, sorry, then you won't be getting your car test. You need to drive to perfection on your car test, as you do on your module 2 if you do decide to go for your full license. But on your CBT they don't expect it. They just want to see that you're not going to die. They want to see that you're safe on the road. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're perfect though. How can they expect that with a day's worth of training and only 2 hours of it are out on the road? Anyway, hopefully that has answered some of your questions. I just wanted to make a short sort of video. I know that, like, you can make posts and stuff on the Facebook page, but sometimes they're not as interesting to read. Sometimes they're not that interesting to read, and I thought a video might be quite a nice thing to do for it. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments. If I've missed out loads and loads of stuff, then I'll make another follow-up video on it. But yeah, if you leave a comment in the down below, then I will definitely reply to that as soon as possible and help you with anything you've got. So yeah, thank you for watching the video. If you liked it, give us a like. See you on the next one.